Yeah. A different kind of activities we have in our daily life, right? Difficult or easy and happy and unhappy. But it's really usually important. We should not lose our practice because of it, you know. Our daily activities, the teachers say that we should try to mix and together with our practice. For example, when you drink a glass of water, you should put your nature mind practice together with, as much as you can. Same thing like when you drink a glass of water, you're drinking the water, but we thinking something else, right? Instead that you should focus on your nature mind and drink the glass of water. And then really you will enjoy that moment. If you do that, you drink glass of water and then you, with mindfulness, then you will enjoy everything. If you drink glass of water, even though the water is very tasty and you're thinking something else, you never feel it, you never enjoy it, right? So that's why Buddha said, it's so important. I mean, it can be anything, right? You can practicing. It's important to try to mix your practice with your any kind of work, business. You can use it, actually, Buddha said that if you can, then you make your practice sort of more stronger. And whatever you do, your work, your business, you will enjoy if you do this with your practice, with your mindfulness, whatever you do. That's, I think it's difficult though. First time it's difficult, we will forget and we can't focus because I'm doing this and that. But why not? We're we are thinking something else when we drink water, for example. We think something else together. We can, right? We can do that. We have experienced that. When we drink water, we're not focused on water actually. We're thinking something else. Do you? Yeah, we can, right? Then bring that idea. Instead to think others, you should focus on your practice and drink a glass of water. That's what we call it. If you do this, you will not lose your meditation, whatever activities what you do.
Yeah, you mentioned mindfulness. To me, mindfulness is being aware of the present moment.
Yes.
But meditation is being absent thoughts, and to me, being aware of the
Yeah, there are so many different meditations, right? But also with mindfulness, which means you understand what you're doing. Mindfulness means you're 100% focus and contemplate, right? 100%. then you're just a present moment. You're not thinking about past, you're not thinking about in future, but you're just a present moment. That we call it mindfulness, contemplation. Yeah.
So meditation could help reinforce. They're different activities, aren't they?
Sometimes a different activity, sometimes not different. It depends. But usually you are right. Mindfulness means like completely and you know focus on your, and you will understand what you're doing. You will understand everything, right? That's sort of mindfulness, kind of awareness. But that we need, that mindfulness. For example, when you talk with somebody, if you talk with mindfulnessly, then you will never harm this person. Verbally, sometimes if you have no mindfulness, then you're saying things you are not sure, and sometimes you make other people angry, right? You harm others because you have no mindfulness. What is right, what is wrong, not aware of it. So therefore, mindfulness will help correctly.
So habits aren't helpful unless it comes to
Habits what?
are not helpful at all because
It
it
depends.
seems like a habit gives me the ability to do something mindlessly.
Right. That kind of habit, yeah. Right.
So if I'm taking a drink of water, I know how to do that so I can let my mind wander somewhere else. Or if I'm brushing my teeth in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
I know how to do that so I don't need to be present. So it sounds like the practice is getting rid of the habits and being present to what I am
Yes.
doing always.
This is, I think, a very good idea, example, when you brush your teeth and then look at the mirror and you are brushing your teeth, but you're thinking something else. Maybe, oh, I need to rub my eyebrow. You see it. You can, you are not really focused on brush your teeth, something else, but you can do it at the same time. Like that's, I think he said, how, the first time you asked me that, right? You can, sometimes people say it's impossible, you practice in doing something. And sometimes people say, when I drive, when I drive my car, I can't practice, you know I can practice. I have to focus on my drive. That is your practice. That is your mindfulness practice. But I think just people just it depends. I think it depends their capacities. But we should try to, for example, when you go to work, whole day you work like 8 hours a day. You should try to mixed your practice with your work, then I think it's very wonderful, then you have time, you have time to practice. You're working, everything that is kind of spontaneous. It's everything you can, so you should, Buddha said that you should try to mix your practice, and that makes your practice really stronger. um, so the point is to fully involve whatever you do with dharma, with the practice. Do your daily things, of course, like business, work, whatever, but do them together with your practice if you can. That's, I think, you should try. Then you will be able to accomplish your practice just through that. you know that's why, That's why I always emphasize that, to practice, like, for example, bodhicitta, um, and mindfulness. These are very, very helpful, very helpful when you, even though you're not meditating, but you just try to mix your practice with, like, bodhicitta. If you practice bodhicitta with your work, your activities, then somebody's, angry with you, then you will be fine. You're practicing bodhicitta and compassion. That's really true. When we practice, like, for example, compassion, somebody's really angry with me, it's really, then I get sort of more strong, stronger compassion towards him, him or her, something like that. And if you're not meditate on compassion, and then somebody's angry with you, then I'm angry with it, back, because I'm not focused on my dharma, the spiritual things, and so, um, that's why, it's very important, because this kind of meditations, bodhicitta, compassion, also the self-knowing, the wisdom, this kind of meditations are go with all your worldly activities, and they're really useful, I think, useful, and they really support your actions. Action means like verbal action, physical action, mental action. They really support your actions. From that perspective, it would, no matter how much worldly activity you do, really, as long as you mix your practice with your activities, then doesn't matter, you can do all of your worldly things, all of it. That will be very good. I mean, we have to, you know, do these things daily, your works and activities, but we have to meditate. So sometimes it's difficult to find a time. So then you should try to mix, to practice. So if you do your Dharma practice the way that, like this, I'm suggesting, meaning that you could keep on with your worldly activities, but you do your sort of Dharma practice within that. Then Buddha said that uh, you will become even more sort of, he said, capable at your worldly activities, and will probably be able to accomplish those even better than without practice. Because we know that, because for example, in um, the ancient India, there are what we called 80 Mahasiddhas. We have 80 great masters, teachers, we called Mahasiddhas, the masters, They were people who completely liberated, but uh, they did, all kind of different things, They had all kind of like ordinary, actually, like occupation, what do you call it, the occupation, the work, they did in, but they never lose their practice, the self-knowing wisdom, um, and whatever they do, they always. um, that's another thing, how we, um, if you're really looking for a serious Dharma practitioner, if you want to become a great practitioner, we have to meditate. So this is another good method, because it's sometimes difficult, but you should try when you go to work, you should try to practice. And if you really don't know how to mix in your practice, just let me know. I can help you. And another is help your practice. There is a sort of special instruction that says devotion to the Guru above, compassion to sentient beings below, the deity at your own level. So this means that in order to develop, I'm talking about the self-knowing realization, the wisdom. So in order to develop your realization, there is another way is you should supplicate your lineage and your teachers with strong devotion and faith, and through that strong devotion some opening will happen, because of the devotion, and you can do your practice on the basis of that opening. Then you will see the nature mind, the realization through that method. So doing that is called going up to the Guru. They said, the masters, going up to the Guru. The great master, they said that the realization is reached through the path of blessings. Blessings are reached through the path of devotion. Devotion is reached through the path of supplications. If you are a Buddhist, we have a supplication, right? The prayers. And you say that kind of prayers when you just sit down and correct your motivation. And then if you're Buddhist, then you just sit on your cushion and correct your motivation. And then if you want to practice the nature of your mind, and then you say some supplications like Tupama Sambhava, Buddha Shakyamuni, or your lineage. So you say that with really sort of strong devotion, from your heart. You really have to feel that kind of devotion. And then the opening, your mind, the vast opening will happen. And then you meditate on that. That's another method. So to realize nature mind, you need to sort of connect with it through the blessings, and blessings depends on your devotion, openness, trust. Devotion means you have to trust your teaching, you have to trust yourself, you have to trust I can change. Devotion, faith means you have to trust, and the teachings, the instructions, your meditations, yourself. So that's what we call faith. So you can cultivate these kind of qualities through the supplication, That's how you cultivate devotion, as well as how you receive the blessings, and then the get the realization. Uh, to understand of nature of mind is possible only through faithful the devotion and faith. Trust your lineage, trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you never ever. If you have a doubt, you don't believe yourself, you can't do it. You can't change your mind. You can't change. No. So you have to trust yourself. That's very important. Jigme Langba is a great master from Tibet, Nyangma lineage. He said that when I read the Longchenpa's teachings, actually the Longchenpa is his root teacher, I developed a genuine faith that I made me sort of perceive him as a real Buddha. My root teachers used to say that his root teacher, he said, there is no difference between my root teacher and Buddha. He said, I have same faith and devotion and trust. He said that, he is a great master, he's Dzogchen master. He said that, as soon as you have a genuine devotion and faith and trust yourself, your lineage, your teacher, then no worry about the realization. So therefore, another one, that's how you can develop your devotion faith. And another a very good method for your meditation, this kind of meditation on nature mind, is sometimes you can, the masters say that go down to the sentient beings. Which means have a compassion to sentient beings. In that case, again, there is some opening, and you can do your nature mind on that base of, that opening. So 3 ways you can develop your realization, the self-knowing wisdom. One is the devotion to your lineage, your teacher, yourself. Second is compassion towards others, sentient beings. So you have a compassion. Through that, you can find this openness, vast openness. And there's a third possibility. There is a good method. The masters say that go into yourself in the middle, which means sometimes you can visualize yourself as a deity, such as like Vajrasattva. If you are Buddhist, Vajrasattva, and do the practice purifications. Because, in order to realize the true nature, you have to purify all your negative karmas, negative thoughts, that we accumulated many times, past, present, and we will accumulate all these negative thoughts, negative karma. We have to purify in order to recognize true nature. So at that case, you have to visualize the deities, like Padmasambhava is yourself, or Vajrasattva, whatever, and then, again, there is a sort of possibility of opening, and you can do your practice on that basis. And you will directly see the self-knowing wisdom. So 3 ways, many ways you can meditate on this, but these are very, very important. Do you understand? You have to feed devotion to the lineage, teacher, yourself, and then compassion towards other beings. Try to help. If you can't help, at least don't harm. Through that meditation, there is a chance. And another one is you can visualize yourself, that is, and purify all, not only yourself, all beings, karmas, negative thoughts. And then through that practice, there is a chance to understand the nature mind. So when we talk about this nature mind, self-knowing wisdom, the Buddha nature, there are 3 levels. In Tibetan, we say Ko, Nyong, Tok. The first Ko means have to sort of, conceptually understand the Buddha nature. Ko means actually understand in Tibet. So ko means understand. It is that someone explains like me to you that there is a mind. We have, like we talked today, right? There is a mind on the one hand, and there is a Buddha nature on the other hand. And then you have to understand what is different between these two, the mind and Buddha nature. Uh, make a clear sort of distinction between these two. And when we say the mind in Tibet, we say same. And Rigpa is the Buddha nature, the true nature, right? So the mind is when in Tibet, which means like mind refers to our conceptual thinking, and it is sort of incorrect way to perceiving things. That's what we call dualistic mind. And now the Rigpa means free from fixation. It means state of nature awareness that is without dualistic thinking. So it's extremely important to know the difference between these two state mind. So through that, you come to understand how each one's sort of characters and qualities are. The teachings of Buddha describe uh, reality in two ways: the relative, the ultimate. Very, very important. So, relative, which is how these things appear, right? And the ultimate is how these things truly are. So, whatever we sort of experienced in the state of the same, the mind, is always the relative truth, and things there sort of appear, and whatever we experienced in that state of Rigpa, this Buddha nature, the self-knowing wisdom, is always the genuine and the things truly are. So that's why Buddha described and explained two ways: relative and ultimate. So that is ko, means understand the nature mind sort of intellectually. Go, just to only understand, no experientially, Then we have a second word, Tibetan we say nyong, means directly experiencing the Buddha nature. That's what we call nyong. So first you received some sort of instructions from the masters, right? And how to understand and how to see your Buddha nature, the nature mind. Then you start practice, meditate, right? And it happens one day that you really sort of clearly see your nature directly and you really get it. When that has happened, you get a sort of really confidence that you know what self-knowing wisdom is, and through your own sort of personal experience. That is called, introduction to Buddha nature at the level of experience. And when this has happened, you will know that, that is just, what my root teachers told me, and this is whole thing that my teachers always talking. Once you understand, then if you have many teachers, for example, you can have many teachers, right? So I explain you and you get it. I introduce you the nature mind if you get it. And then another teachers introduce you, you get it. Oh, same. What is different? The teachers talking the same thing. But still you sort of, hope and, expect something, get new things from these two different teachers, but they're talking same thing. As my root teacher told us, he received this great teachers, the instructions from different masters, and he said, it's the same, but I hope something different. I will get something totally, new. I mean, they have a different instructions, but they're talking same things. So once this we call in Tibet, nyong means experience. You experience your nature mind through the instructions from your teachers, then you have experience. And then you will see, whenever you read a book, whenever you hear these teachings, yeah, I get it. It's very easy. Now it's, this like thousands of pages. Why they wrote this thousands of pages? This isn't. I just got it. There's no need, just to only one sentence is enough. That time it's easy. Okay, I understand. And then last word Tibet we have third is tok. Tok means completely realizing the nature mind, Buddha nature. So on the basis of your experience and on the basis of your understand, you continue your practice, and then at some point you develop what we call it special confidence in your Buddha nature. And that time, then even like they call the three realms destroyed by themselves, the great masters never get afraid or panic. At that time, you have a special that we call confidence in your Buddha nature. Nobody can destroy you, yourself. So this realization of Buddha nature is not through your conception, but through your experience. Experience, you need experience, but you have to meditate. Your experience comes from your meditation. Not teachings, not just teachings, not just intellectual understanding. Your realization, your experience comes through your meditation. So that's why Buddha said it depends on you. Every living beings, Buddha said, have the responsibility to take care of your mind, your life. I like that. He said, I can show you the path, but that's it. I can't do anymore. Then your responsibility. So when you experience and you recognize completely, and then, there is no grasping at all. This stop means like completely realized. So once you have this realization, then you just stay there. Whether there are different thoughts arise or not, still you have to remain in the state with that. And whatever happens, you have to stay there. But tok means this also you completely understand, realize, but still you are not so stable, right? So you have to practice. And when you practice, many things happen during the meditation. But you don't have to do anything. You just stay there with this meditation. So, and then you, based on that, your realization, and then you can develop your qualities, So if you meditate on that, continually, you get very sort of strong experience about it, your meditation, right, about it. And then you can really do it. First, you experience. When you meditate, you experience, and then after that, you can do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I like, for example, Milarepa. Milarepa is great, maybe you don't know, great meditator. He gets the attend the liberation one lifetime. So he meditated, for example, first time he had very strong experience that he can fly. That's just the experience. He can fly, he can go through this. And then later on, he really able to fly. So that's what I'm saying. First you experience, very strong experience, and then you can do it. But if you, that's the problem, if you attached to experience, then you can't do it. So it is very easy to develop the idea that it is all right to do any kind of actions at all. However, as Padmasambhava said, that is mistake. You must be very careful about how you sort of conduct yourself within this kind of view. That's why they said you lose your conduct and the view at this time. You have a strong experience, very high sort of, you understand the view of the reality, and then sometimes you lose your conduct on the in this view, which means you don't care harm others. It doesn't exist. You feel that your actions, but Padmasambhava said your view is so high, but your conduct really need to be careful with whatever you do with other people.
Is the main danger losing your compassion for sentient beings, or losing touch with, or being connected with relative reality?
Yes,
That's the
that's the main
main danger.
danger. So, but I think main thing is when we have a strong experience, most people attach to it. So that's very dangerous. Because people sometimes, I can read your mind, what you're thinking, and then I see, for example, if I know what happened in the future, and then it's very dangerous. I say, they make lots of money from that. It's not good. It's very dangerous, which means you attached to your experience. You can't let it go, right? So you what do you call it? Concern. We call it outwardly phenomena. Actions, outwardly actions. What do you call it? Phenomena. So which means like thinking about becoming famous, wealthy person like that. It's very dangerous, which is many teachers doing. It's not good. So we have to be careful. That's why I'm saying, Dharma can be very, very, very good in our life, but very, very bad also if you don't correctly do practice and follow the teachings. It's very bad. It's Dharma is like, and then Dharma, the teaching is like a tool. You sell. It's like your property. You sell and make money, right? So that's not good way. So it's, Dharma could be, good and bad. It's not Dharma itself bad or good, but, how we relate it, Dharma is we need to be careful. So, so far we don't have that kind of experience, right? Strong experience. Can you read my mind? What happened tomorrow? We don't know, right? We don't have experience. But if you do meditate, definitely you will get it. So we have to be careful that this great masters, the hidden yogis, we call it, they never tell you what happened in the future if there is no beneficial. Just there's no why. So if you ask me, some person, you ask me, what am I thinking now? Can you tell me? Yeah, if I can, but what is the benefit? If there's no benefit, why I tell you? you know. So it's if there's no beneficial, then don't do it. So it's just to be careful. I mean, you're a good meditator. You practice a lot, so this kind of thing is very important. So we should, even though you have this high view, uh, but we should accumulate virtues and abandon sort of non-virtues as much as possible. Even though we have this high view, we have to accumulate good karmas. Otherwise, we lose our conduct in the view. That's the Padmasambhava is talking. Then what happened? If we lose our conduct in the view, we become very evil person. So, we have to practice in a very skillfully, and we should, as much as we can, use our meditation to make the antidote to our sort of negative emotions. Anything else? Do you have any questions? Yeah.
There's a tradition of teachers that are called crazy wisdom teachers.
Yeah.
Is that does that arise from what you're saying, losing your practice in the view?
It depends. What do you mean crazy wisdom?
Oh, I can't remember the name of the teacher, but there was one that built iron bridges in Tibet, and he was known as one of the few crazy wisdom teachers. So it appeared from the outside that he was maybe a crazy person, but he was very compassionate. He did things that weren't expected.
Sometimes they give name that a person who has lots of capacity, then they call the crazy wisdom because he knows, right? He knows everything. But right now, I don't know. Used to, we have Tibet, we had a great masters, teachers who has this really capacity, exactly what Buddha's teaching about these qualities. They have exactly, we can copy, their capacity from this. It's happened, that's why I believe very much. But, nowadays, I don't know. For example, last time we had a airplane crash into ocean and people have difficult to find it. If there is really great masters, you can ask, where is it? You have to tell, right? You tell, maybe you can save some people there. But I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know who can. I don't know. That would be wonderful, right? Go that direction. An airplane is down there. It's cool.
So, Khenpo, it seems like from what you're saying that it's really important as you were meditating and progressing on the path that you have a close relationship with your teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and that you are checking in with your teacher and being honest with
Mm-hmm.
your teacher about what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't make some, bad choices. How, lack of a better word to put it, but how that's really important. That guru-disciple relationship is really important.
Yeah, it's like parents and children. Actually, more than that, I can say. So that's why I think these teachers have a difficult, because this what do you call it? Responsibility is so difficult. Sometimes the student don't listen, right? The teacher, when they receive lots of teachings and then they don't listen teacher so bad, you know, and then they really it's difficult to, they have a responsibility both, student half and half, teacher responsibility, student has responsibility. So um but it's yeah, it's a very important relationship. um you know that's why you have to first really investigate your teacher, and once you find it, then you just no investigate, you have to just trust, that's all. But before you have to, that's why Buddhism actually talking about how you find a teacher based on your understand the capacity, the teacher's capacity. Still, I'm sure we have a very good teachers, but it's worse right now. It's worse because of everything. Used to we have amazing teachers.
Isn't it worse because all those teachers that were schooled in Tibet and raised since they were little boys, they're all dying? They're all 80s and 90s.
No, I think it's um, these attractions. What do you call it? It's 19 and 20th centuries. We have so many nice things they developed, right? And then most people focus on that and not really focus inwardly, and uh, we have less sort of serious practitioners. Then you know and slowly, I mean, slowly, maybe, I hope not, but I feel sometimes like too many nice things, we just this what do you call it, this distractions, yeah, like 99% people interest and focus outwardly, right? So that's why um, the good teachers come from who a person who focus inwardly and practice in meditation, right? Which is totally opposite. We are interested outwardly and then focus on these things, and then we build sort of attachment and negative karmas, right? So inward means we destroy these things, negative things, and develop good qualities. So that is difficult. The first time it's difficult. That's why people are not so interested, right? They say samsara is the first very interest in joy and temporary happiness. At the end, then we are suffering, right? Opposite of that, Dharma practitioners, the first time, very difficult challenge. You have to meditate very hard and diligently. Very difficult when you start practice. At the end, then happy. You will find the genuine happiness and the qualities. So it's opposite. Samsara start very happily, enjoy, at the end suffering. Nirvana, the first very difficult, suffering, hard, challenge. But at the end you get attain liberation, this such amazing qualities, and you're happy. That's all. So, try to meditate and follow your situation and try to mix your practice meditation with your activity. Um, Not really you have to focus on this nature mind. If it is difficult, you just be mindful, focus on your mindfulness, and uh, whatever the situation, good or bad, we should try to accept and be tolerant. That's very, very important. Sometimes people have very good circumstance, good situation, then they're very happy and pride and then ignore others and like that, right? And sometimes people have difficult situation, then they lose everything. I can't do anything. That's so mystic, So whatever situation is situation, this everything is according to Buddhism. Everything is changeable. Everything is impermanent, never same. So you don't really worry because it's naturally changing. So just enjoy your life with your property, with your relationship, and something is difficult, you should try to accept, be tolerant, be open, honest, and then I think life is wonderful. Life is good. Life is good or bad. It depends on us, not outside, not someone else there. It's us. If you want happy life, it depends you. Nobody's there control you or punish you. No, you need to really change and be. You have to be a wonderful uh, human being, which is you have to take care of your mind, your body. In Tibet, we said Lila Natsame means like healthy body. Simla Dungarmet means like happy mind. So Lila Natsame, healthy body is we need sort of, like for example, you like exercise, very helpful. Healthy food, very helpful. And happy mind is only meditation, practice meditation. If you have both, then you are a wonderful human being and very, very happy life. That's end of the teaching. Any questions? No? Yeah, okay. So it's really a good karmic seed put in our mind, and eventually this will ripe, as a common karma. So it's a very good energy, very good. And thank you for Kim and his wife Jenny for host this nice place, and beautiful. Thank you very much. And then volunteers, I don't know. Thank you. Duluth Sangha here. Thank you very much. Hibin Sangha here. Thank you very much. Minneapolis Sangha here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Martin, and thank you, Kate. These posters, the yellow folder, and I thank you, all of you. Thank you very, very much.